An awkwardly informative dream. Uncle, I've dreamed that someone named Bittersteel will come in.
Yes.
What if I told you, Uncle, hypothetically speaking, that
Yes. Bree has ideas for it, but we'll wait and see if those have to be broached immediately, because who knows what'll happen when they get back.
Yes, and just to cut that short, you will get back without further ado. Seems though you might be tempting targets. There are not that many people who are capable enough to actually try to take you on.
With the guards.
Yeah. Well,
All the
also
guards.
just it didn't end that well for the last guy I've tried. So
Word has spread. Good.
come at me, bro.
In that case, if the scouts send prior word of arrival, then Bree will actually be outside to greet her family as they return.
Oh, that's not good.
She will have the most menacing of features a little child can have possible, an innocent smile.
Oh no, what have you done?
Fuck. What have you burnt down? Honestly, tell us what you've burnt down, and we'll fix it.
perhaps it is nearing midnight, and I might be somewhat required elsewhere. Perhaps we could, with the ending scene of this episode, basically be Bree walking out as the gate is opening with like the Caladan banners flowering to enter the place, the keep.
Then I have to wait some time before I can talk to anyone about anything. Oh well.
Well, we can have some metagame planning, because there was some
that would
things
be the
here
hope.
that I think we need to put some thought to here.
Um,
Because now,
sort of as an after credits scene for this place, we can sort of see in the distance of Selmy Lands, we sort of see a little bit of a trail of people riding out. A few select faces amongst them. One wearing like on his chest the sigil of the Hand of the King as they leave the Selmy Lands, making their way towards Respite. Perhaps that's a good sort of after credits scene.
Yep. I'm already having palpitations, but
Next time.
I'm going to be gone next time. Lanus, take over.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the session. I think we got some things done, and I think we'll be doing more in the future of cutting certain scenes short rather than sort of staying in them for longer, perhaps so that we can get more stuff done, which is one thing I tried this time. I don't know if it became apparent, but yeah.
I liked the zooming in and out of things. Kept things going.
Yeah,
which is nice.
Yeah, I'm sorry you missed something, Dark, but perhaps the others can enlighten you, or otherwise it'll be on YouTube later, of course.
Yeah, I can. I'll be able to catch up, even though it's a bit annoying. Though I did notice your changes you mentioned to your DMing, and I have to say, from what I did catch, I think it went well.
Now I will be perhaps back in a little bit. You can talk.
All right. So the big. Well, there's a few big things this session, but let's start with the third option that has been presented now to us, of not picking the king, not picking the Blackfire, but basically just putting up middle fingers everywhere and saying "fuck everything, we're staying here."
The middle fingers to everyone option sounds like then whoever does end up becoming king just looks at us and says, "You being neutral is the same as you not helping."
So my initial reaction is like, can we send like one unit of? Can we send like, because we have power to spare. We still need troops for a war, but we were never a war house. Like they can't really.
So what you're thinking is send like that single unit that we were requested, and then there you go, done.
Like that could be a solution. 2 units be requested. We can be like, well, we can send one, my liege, and then because we have incursions of dawn and vultures, and that's what we need to do, and that is like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we go for Karen's plan and trying to like just stay home?
Part of me likes this.
I don't know. He sounds like someone where even if like the vultures have been like infuriating towards us, he like everyone has their own conception of what duty is, and everyone's willing to fall on their swords for whatever they believe duty to be, and they have different interpretations of what that actually means.
Yeah.
This is going to be a Bree argument if it comes up with a family member. What is the duty that matters most? Is it to the Seven? Is it to the King? Is it to the Liege Lord? Is it to the Lord of the Marshes? Is it to the family? Is it to ourselves? Which duty is the most important? What's in the box?
What's in the duty box? What's in the box is crushing consequences.
Isn't that the packaging?
Like it just sounds like okay. So worst thing happens. We aid one of the sides. The vultures come and eat us. Like or whatever. So then we lose the house. But then say we stay behind and try to do this whole neutral thing, lower the marshes, whatever. Then whoever becomes the next king goes, the fuck is this shit? Brad, fuck. And so when we get eaten anyway, I think that choosing the third path of not committing to the whole royal thing is a pipe dream. It sounds like a glorified pipe dream of well, we didn't participate because vultures, giant army, stuff. I mean, in fairness, like the Dance of the Dragons thing that happened, there's plenty of people who went neutral and they got out all right. We weren't that way. We got a favor out of it, so we could play that card again, and presumably, just like the whole last thing with the Dance of the Dragons, make out all right. So I suppose it's viable by universe logic.
Yeah, it's an interesting proposition. It would put us in an awkward position regardless of who wins. They would certainly frown, but it might be also that, you didn't at least aid our enemies. So there is something for that, I guess.
And it's also a case of, like, you kind of did what you kind of swore to do, so we can't particularly get too angry about it.
I mean, who can say, like, whether there actually is a vulture army actually lurking out there and whether an attack really would come, or, whether, just like everyone's standing there with eggs on their faces whenever, like, there's no vulture army that attacked.
That is a particular area I could try to gain some knowledge with the Decim network. See if I could crack some knuckles. And
there's also the fact that while we as characters could make choices like, say, attempting to influence Lord Selmy, none of us are the lords of this house. No. And one of the hurdles you might have is convincing the current lord of this house to do something.
Yeah, we don't really know where he stands on this. He's been all lofty and been like, oh yes, duty is important, and oh, the Seven shall tell me, and like
he's been absent for a few sessions, so there's been no time or ability for your conception of him to change, Jonas.
Yeah.
But he's here now.
He is here now. Maybe he has a plan.
Maybe.
Gonna solve all of this. I mean, yes, we would need to convince him to go with the plan, unless he's already gone with the plan, which we don't know, I guess. So yeah, there is that. But yeah, I just don't know. It's an interesting third way. I honestly like my dream scenarios, of course, like, oh yeah, send the requested troops to the king. Keep spending resources we have to raise more troops, so that even though we have sent engineers to the king, we can still field more of them for an eventual like vulture attack. Like basically trying to, because war is coming, so just beefing up all of our defenses, beefing up all of our troops might might just make it possible to do both.
It will. Well, War is Coming may or may not be true. I know who's coming next session.
Yes. Yes, the flamboyant Lord Butterwell, who I think we characterized perfectly when we last spoke about him.
The Hand of the King is coming to talk to your character.
Specifically.
Yeah.
He has heard so many things.
Neat.
You know, you should be more scared than you're sounding.
And my character told Halen just the bare minimum. She retained. Like, there you go.
know, I am terrified of it because he is one of those characters who can just look at me and be like, "No, I ought to compel you." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I can't do any. Yes, my lord, you're rank.
This is why you need to be a wildling.
You're like status 8 or whatever you are. You know, I can't.
Status 9, I think, below the king.
Yeah,
of status 10.
10 is king, 9 is queen, and Hand of the King.
So he's 9. He can flick a wrist and we would be tossed off a cliff, you know?
I think I'll stay here in this castle for an indeterminate amount of time.
Yeah,
No, please don't.
Yeah, he can auto compel status 6 and higher. Or 6 lower, sorry. Which is...
He can pretty much boss around anyone in the marshes, just if he just wishes it.
Let's see, status 6 would be...
Luckily, he's so friendly, right? He would never do that to us.
Depends what he wants, and depends on what we say.
So yes, in answer to like this, the first thing you wanted to bring up, Jonas, which was the third option, I would be all right for taking it at this moment, but you've got to do some compelling work with not just the Lord of this house, and not just the possible Lord of the Marshes that we might elect, except for, oh, hey, wait, Halen and Gormian's plans is to have House Peak win anyway by dividing, like, the vote, like his vote into 3. If he sees that he's going to lose regardless, he's not going to divide his vote at all, and then Selmy won't win. I mean, like, if Selmy wins and, like, Gormy sees that Selmy is going to win, he likely won't divide his castles.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not what Halen and Gormian want.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, fuck Halen, fuck Gorman.
I mean, it would be great if we could, like, again, I think it's probably possible with, like, incredibly careful maneuvering to have him divide and then just stab him in the back. Because if we can tell Lord Karen to be like, you know what, keep that secret for now, because we have a plan to sort of split Peak's forces, and then you swoop in with this announcement, and then it's already split the forces.
And then Lord Karen's like, but no, he can't be divided and split like that. We need everything unified for when the fucking voters come.
Listen to me, Lord Karen. We're already sticking fucking decks out for you.
Lord Karen's like, that's because you should, because you owe me your lives, because I am the fucking Lord of the Marshes.
Not anymore, you aren't. Hi, Gormy.
I am for 2 more boots. Yeah, I mean, is it worth pursuing? Sure. Do I think it's possible? Sure. Do I think it likely? I don't have an answer for that. That was one thing you wanted to talk about. What else, Jonas?
What else? Well, the dreadful omens and the supposed assassination by Bree of Bittersteel. That's going to be interesting if and when he comes up.
Yes, well, Bree cannot convince Bittersteel on her own that the house is going to serve Bittersteel, which is why Bree's been formulating in her head how she's going to approach the matter.
Mm-hmm.
But since we have been so tantalizingly and teasingly paused right here, I can't chat about you to you in character.
That's interesting. Fucking Bloodraven just appearing out of the mists, being all mysterious like he is.
Isn't that what Bloodraven does?
Bree has a construct though for how to present what she wants. She's 12. She can do this. She has rationalization power.
All right, power of rationalization. That's gonna be great.
Right.
Yeah, maybe she'll prove us right.
You know, Decim is certainly sweet on her, so.
The fool.
He's so proud of her, you know, secretly. I love how you dumped everything on Halen. Like, yeah,
Pretty good, right?
It's one of the reasons why she stayed behind it, or like volunteered to stay behind, was to like there was A, to like watch over Rosette, and B, to like if case Lord Halen came back, she could inform him what happened. She just failed to do that while he was in Imperious mode.
We still haven't told. Like he still doesn't know that we've basically arranged a marriage between our house and Swan. That's gonna be great.
Bree didn't know that.
Yeah,
so.
she didn't know. It's gonna be great.
Alaric is free to marry.
You know,
if he wants to boss me around,
like,
you know,
instruct her about the value of performing her duty. So you know,
you know, if he wants to start bossing Alaric around, then by all means, he can talk to Alaric's old mentor about a thing or two.
Put that card on him.
Yeah, you fucking would. You'd be like, oh really? All right, I want you to meet someone.
And then the Lord would say, "Good, maybe you should go live with him."
All right, I'll get adopted. Fuck you.
Well, there goes the greatest military asset we have in the house.
Yes, but we must perform our duty. Wreathed in flame, he did not respect my rulership of this house.
My lord, drink this wine. Let's toast.
He burns the Lord's chamber. Yes. Wreathed in flame.
It just goes back to so many people have their own interpretation of what duty is and what the duty is the most important.
Oh yeah.
We need to have everyone sit down and we have a powwow and then we just talk this out, all right? Everyone write down their definition of duty and
no judging. We'll have an open discussion.
No judging during brainstorm.
Halen would totally be like, "Oh, but it's all to the gods."
Anyway, I wouldn't put much stock in those interpretations of omens. Those were only for Bree. You don't have to worry about that.
No, I don't worry about it either. I like Bloodraven being all mysterious and sorcery. That's what he's good at.
A lot of sorcery.
I do enjoy him as a character. I think he's an interesting and complex and fun character in the lore, and I'm very happy that Malachi has brought him in as a sort of a wraith hanging in the wings.
Yes, I'm glad I could have a character in the target age range for the pedophile.
Now, don't be judgy. He might
judge all you want.
No judging when brainstorming.
He might be.
Damn it, you're right.
Pedo alert sorcerer, but
there's a lot of
what
sorcery.
What else did you want to bring up in the safe environment of our non-judging brainstorming session, Jonas?
Yes.
What else was it? Well, the assassination of Halen.
What if, what if we get Halen to really piss off Alaric, or Alaric really pisses off Halen? They challenge each other to a combat to the death, and Alaric wipes the floor with him.
I don't really think you can challenge the lord of your own house in a combat. Well, I mean, I guess you can.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping me.
And then the lord of the house tells you to go fuck yourself.
Well, he can't.
Take the black.
He can't, though.
Take the black. Get away.
Yeah, but then he'd be like, fuck you, trial by combat, prick. You can't just send me away, you bastard.
There is no trial. I'm telling you to go to the wall, because I am lord of the house.
He could just smack you with a lord hammer. That's a problem. If he challenges you, then that's another matter entirely. But
yeah, so then we'd have to get him really pissed off. And
yes.
He isn't an angry type.
Yes, get the Ice Queen upset. Find out what buttons to push him so that you can start attacking his relationship with Gorian.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I have Gory Peak bound up in a cellar somewhere, and I will start sending you pieces of him if you do not acquiesce. That would be a decent move, though.
Would be. I don't think Alaric could do that.
It's
It's a bit
it's an
too
interesting.
dark.
I mean, we've already talked about eliminating Halen, and was precariously close a few sessions ago. But I am certainly. It very much depends on his like future behavior, because if he keeps doing like this, he's ruffling like everyone's feathers except Lanus, who seems to like him, but everyone else is just no.
Well,
So-
my character was firmly undecided in trying to tackle and like deal with the consequences thereof, and then he decided for her.
Mm-hmm.
Made it up.
I would. I will like to see how it goes when Lady Swan does arrive again, and how all of that's going to go down, because two lascivious people, one with a reputation of being a sorceress, under a very pious lord's roof.
I mean, he could just tell you to get out of his house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he could. He could.
The thing I'm like, again, politically speaking, getting rid of him, if that happens on our lands, I mean, of course, we would be implicated. Destin would be the most likely to get the blame for it, because of his reputation. If there's no, if those charges can be substantiated in some way, it could be very problematic for him. If it can be done where no blame falls anywhere, I don't know. I still think Gorman the Younger wouldn't buy any form of accident like explanation.
I think Gorman the Younger would have to be there. Like, if it was like done as an accident, it would have to be so Gorman was there. He knows that none of us are around to orchestrate this at that point in time. But how the hell would we do that, in all honesty?
I mean, there's a lot of vultures up in the Red Mountains.
Yeah. If we send him to Deepwell Keep, maybe.
We can't send him anywhere. He's the lord of the house. You
He's
don't
so
have him
fucking
at your beck and call.
So
Entice him.
Entice him to go there on his own, or with Gorman, and then
There's a secret keep where two people could be alone for a while, my lord. You'll probably go there and inspect it. Yeah. I mean, killing him is not like the act of killing him is not a problem. We can do that easily. The problem is
getting
how.
away with it.
Yeah, getting away with it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's okay. I have destiny points for this.
The great Destiny Points war starts.
I had constructed the lattice through which I would have burned destiny points to win him to Bree's side, but he presented an argument type which made Bree not want to try.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because he didn't enter the room alone. Bree doesn't know what the fuck is up with that person she doesn't really even know.
Yeah, I don't know why the alchemist was there. That's an odd pick.
Very odd.
Most likely just while I'm in the neighborhood, let me stop in and see my sister.
Yeah, it was like an afterthought. It's like, oh, by the way.
Yeah, sure, whatever, you
I
come
should
in.
do this.
Just walk in. Yeah, it's very rude.
I mean, she doesn't matter, so it's not like I'm going to tell you can't enter.
Uh-huh.
No, it firmly made up my character's mind.
Yeah, I realized that as soon as he began to threaten Nima. I was like, yeah, nope, that's
Someone has pushed the wrong buttons.
not gonna end well.
Yeah.
Yes, with Tina laughing in the background all the time. I was like,
Yep.
yeah, I mean, Bree has the way she's gonna construct this, and then threatens Nima, and then Bree no longer cares.
Fuck all the logic, she screamed. And there we are. Basically.
For Nima, she was willing to charge out onto the field of vultures and archers.
Mm-hmm.
And incidentally saved Alaric in the process. But that doesn't matter.
Just a side effect.
Yeah, that was a side effect of
It was a
trying to
side
save
effect. It
Nemo.
was oh, neat, cool, he's alive.
Yeah. Alaric is fully aware that that is the fact. He is not blind to this.
That's right. I'm alive because the fucking 12-year-old girl came out to save her dad's instructor.
Yeah.
I need to train more.
This fucking I fucking want to
Fuck everything.
tournaments, fucking melees, what the fuck is this shit?
Lady Benicia, come over here. I need to be consoled.
I need to be manly.
Help me forget.
Help me be a man. I feel so emasculated.
Certainly didn't help that all these fucking sounds, yes, quite literally, are coming from like into Bree's room from all
Yeah.
directions. Bree's basically like, the fuck?
Cousin?
Like she like opens the door, like cranes her head out, looks at the night, basically like, what is all like? Oh, my lady, I'm
He's blushing profusely.
Please go in. Please go back into your room.
What is happening in there? Is my cousin all right? Am I gonna have to break in there? Oh no!
Oh, don't go in there.
I imagine that conversation happened at least once. Like,
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
is she hurting him? I will go in there.
No.
No.
No,
But
don't worry.
I heard screaming. It's like, yes, well...
She like menacingly steps like next to the door, threatening to open it. Please.
That cold sweat just beading on his entire face. Just, my lady, please.
Like, scrutiny with like awareness. He seems genuinely concerned for my well-being.
Yeah.
Guess I'll let
Decim
this
like
one go.
walks up the stairs and sees Bree at the door and is like, Bree, just leave them alone, okay?
Yeah, why don't you go outside and play or train or whatever it is you do?
Oh god, like in chat says, when did Sir Alaric become so pious? Praising the lords every day.
Well, you
But
know,
he's an anointed knight.
yeah, he's supposed to be. I imagine he's become more religious.
Why does he
as
keep
he's
shouting "mother"? And I don't get it.
What does that word mean? No, my lady. No, I don't know.
Just like have like a conversation with the guard.
He's so awkward.
I know.
He's so awkward.
73 minutes later, 3 books read out again. Are you sure?
He just keeps
Really?
going. Yeah.
He keeps like looking back at the door and says, I don't even know how he does it.
What are they doing in there? They're having a very intense conversation. Lady Swan is teaching him how to read. I didn't say so. That explains all of his angry sounds.
Why does he shout all the words?
That doesn't sound like any book I know.
Oh, it's a special book.
It's that red book Laney keeps on the top shelf.
Are you lying to me?
No habla inglés. Well, another marriage in the house is that one.
Beautiful.
So yes, was there anything else in our non-judging environment you wanted to bring up, Jonas?
No. Well, it's the thing about the debt. Also, it's as I said, basically we are in no real danger of having Iron Bank people breaking down our walls because Lord Peacebury is basically protecting
Sure,
us.
I didn't know that. The reaction I had that I conveyed was, "Wow, Lord Beesbury's got like everything. Like, how are people not marrying his sons?"
I know. I feel like we should have, but that's that. And so we have no problem with that. The Lannister spin on it, I still can't get any real confirmation if it's true or not. It might be, but the crisis is most certainly.
I mean, from what Manikai conveyed in the group chat last week, it seems to have been real, because it seems like something that Alaric may have agreed to while intoxicated.
Right. The problem is though we can't the debt is real and the situation might very well be similar to what is described, although I think it is possibly a bit overblown because he's trying to like sell his case.
Sure.
So I don't
Every
know if
NPC has an agenda.
yeah. So I don't know if it's that grave or even if he can do anything about it if we decide to take him at his word. But that is also something that we need to decide, I guess, in the coming sessions as well, if we want to take that gamble, basically, and see if we can save. If we will be throwing money into the ocean, or if we are indeed saving the rich.
Halldamir, do you have anything you want to bring up in our non-judgmental environment?
Not particularly.
Dark, do you have anything you want to bring up in our non-judgmental environment?
I don't think so.
Do you, Grim? Hmm?
Nothing that I'm allowed to say because we've been frozen before I can communicate anything in character.
I guess.
All right.
So by the time next session comes, all of the urgency will just flutter lost into the wind.
Well, what a season! What a season!
Season.
Yeah.
Join us next winter for season 2 of Song of Ice and Fire roleplay.
The reseasoning.
It's been in the kitchen for too long. I don't have anything in particular. There's no I could convey other than Bree's in-character thoughts and the fact that Halen made up my character's mind. She was pretty troubled by the whole process. She didn't know what she wanted to do, and now she wants him dead. And I would basically, unless there was a great argument for her character, I would just have to swerve it as a player and break suspension of disbelief to stop that. Which I could do, because ultimately I'm more powerful than my character is.
Yeah.
But she has been so that bad now.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised. Like it again, it's just with the way he's behaving or how was behaving, it seemed certainly inevitable.
No, but I certainly thought the possibility of having a nice, safe discussion was possible. But the threat there, I pretty much blew that out of the water. If it came to it, if Bree actually had a chance with him alone, let's ride out into the forest and you teach me about the Seven, she'd fucking try and kill him there.
Wow.
She'd probably succeed.
Oh yeah, no, she would. I have no doubt.
I will set. He will burn a destiny point to survive certain death, and I will burn a destiny point to make him dead.
Yeah. Just the Great Destiny Point Wars Part 2.
I don't think you can keep going. I think it would just be 1, 2. Oops, it's over.
I don't know how good he might be at the whole thing, but if I can catch him by surprise and he's alone, who can say? But
I have a feeling you could win.
I don't know. We don't know. I don't know what he has.
We know that he's certainly war trained, and is probably pretty good at it.
Yes, he's been trained by the best. I'll speak.
Mm-hmm. And of
No
course it's
reaction from that.
No, I when it comes to soldiers in the field, House Peak is certainly the best. Like
I know
that's
Halldamir didn't even give me anything. He's like, yeah, you're right. I can't fucking argue.
Alaric would argue. Until we see a peak knight in action, can't really say anything.
No, Bree would get attacked, didn't she just blame it on fucking... That set a Destiny point on fire to blame it on vultures.
vultures did it. I mean, you have
Yep.
already burned some fields. You could, burn more.
I think there's a difference between, like, burning Ashford's fields and killing the Lord of the House.
You could kill them on their fields, and then set them on fire, right?
I don't think I can get him that far.
Tragically, he died on...
Like, you take him to the stream, kill him, dump his body in the stream.
He fell asleep on top of one of our trebuchets, and we accidentally flung him into the Red Mountains.
But no, threatening Nini pushed her attitude of him from dislike down to unfriendly.
Mm-hmm.
Since the previous Lord of the House is dying, that means that Halen is pretty much the sole owner of Bree's unfriendly slot, other than all of the will people.
Yes.
Malicious.
Yeah, Dasm certainly isn't very happy about him either. But, man, everything's a mess. You think, it's very indicative of the setting. You think you solve one problem, but immediately two other things break.
Actually, per the text, I suppose it's not unfriendly. It would be malicious. She is actively working against him. She's definitely actively working against him now. Kids, they're so fickle. Just
yeah, they are.
Thing to them, and bam.
Yeah, now you're the most hated enemy. It's all the teenage hormones,
Yeah. All you need to do is just confuse her. Do like some crazy Blood Raven sorcery shit.
The trees are speaking to me.
That's not helping matters either.
Maybe the favor you can call in is some horrible blood sorcery death of Halen.
I thought of that as a player, but I couldn't justify Bree saying that as a character. Because she's too busy going, what the fuck? What do you mean, like, a favor? What do you mean, like, kill bitter steel? What do you mean the trees are, like,
what?
talking to me? I never wanted to. Like, oh my...
I don't understand a word you're saying.
It's basically it. Like...
I hear them, but I don't understand. What do you mean? Just shaking him.
I know. Logical grimace, like, I can push an angle here. Like the person playing the character is like, fucking, Bree's not gonna know to push an angle. Bree might think of an angle later.
He's a good archer. He can shoot. Halen.
And kill my brother, the current Lord of House Caladan, for me, and I will murder Bittersteel.
Now, isn't it a wonderfully dark deal?
I'm sorry, I can't do that. He has such destiny surrounding him, too.
Damn it.
What the fuck are you getting?
Oh, we gotta get a scepter. To teach Bree to be a lady. That's gonna be a bar full of fun.
Man, wouldn't it be unfortunate if something happened to the instructor?
Oh no!
Damn, it'd be a shame, wouldn't it?
Oh no. Well, it's the family tradition. So, it's something to say for that, I guess.
The instructor probably won't be Ken, so...
So it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. I'm sure the next Lord of the House will absolve me of all guilt. And if he doesn't, then we'll keep cycling until we find the Lord who does.
This murderous little girl and is part of this family.
She was pushed to this. Look, it didn't have to be like this, Lanus. You could have been Lord of the House.
Look what you have wrought.
I regret nothing.
Oh, man.
We'll see whether that attitude changes.
Yes, we will see if it changes. It very well might.
I mean, he might be just a bundle of reasonableness next session. I have my doubts, but you know.
I mean, it's perfectly reasonable why he would talk to my character the way he would. I get it as a player, totally. She doesn't fucking matter, right? How could she possibly be relevant, right?
Problem is also that he speaks like that to everyone.
Yes, because, I mean, the Seven, like, it's his duty as Lord of the House to oversee you and manage you. And he, you know, what his best is doing what duty demands.
Oh, stranger, help me.
You see, Blood Raven presented some pretty compelling arguments.
Yeah.
He talked about the Seven and shit and how, like, you know, they didn't really fucking matter. He was
Uh-huh.
like,
Yeah.
I'm different. I don't believe in the Seven. You're different. Do
Yeah,
you
I
believe
like
in
that
the Seven?
I like that. That was good. That was a good little twist. Good little twist.
I know, she was speaking right to him, and, you know, maybe he's just telling her what he realizes she wants to hear. Could be playing her. She was not in the right state of mind to question him. Because she was 12. She doesn't know better. When someone appears out of the fucking woodlands and tells you, I'm a sorcerer.
It speaks to the children of the forest. You're like...
Right? And all these fucking crows seem to follow your whim.
Dark tidings, etc.
And you've already been unstable and depressed and not eating, and you've just resolved to kinslay.
You're in fact on your way back right now to like you're like
set the plans in motion, yes.
Yeah.
And then Blood Raven just fucking pops out of the whirl.
Hello.
All right.
I thought
morning?
it was the Silent following her or some shit. I didn't realize it was Blood Raven.
I didn't realize until you saw the token. You're like, oh.
Whenever Manic mentioned the bow, I know.
Yes, of course.
Are you leaving, Halldamir?
I am, yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm leaving. I'm stopping the recording. Thanks for the session.
All right. Thanks for the session.
Bye.